In the heart of a lush African village, where the rhythm of the drums echoed the heartbeat of the community, lived a young girl named Ayesha. Ayesha was known for her radiant smile and kind heart. She was the jewel of her father, Malik, a respected craftsman in the village. Her mother had passed away when Ayesha was but a child, leaving her in the loving care of her father. Years passed, and Malik, feeling the weight of loneliness and the need for companionship, remarried. His new wife, Zara, moved into their home with a smile that did not quite reach her eyes. Zara, beautiful and charismatic, charmed everyone in the village except Ayesha, who sensed a coldness in her stepmother's heart. Zara's true nature began to reveal itself soon after the marriage. Jealous of Ayesha's close bond with her father and her natural charm that endeared her to everyone in the village, Zara felt threatened. She wanted to be the sole focus of Malik's affection and the most admired woman in the village. This envy turned into a silent bitterness toward Ayesha. Ayesha tried her best to win over her stepmother, but her efforts were met with cold indifference or sharp rebukes. Malik, busy with his craft and the affairs of the village, remained oblivious to the growing tension in his home. The situation worsened when Malik fell ill. With her father bedridden, Ayesha took on more responsibilities, both in caring for her father and in helping with his craft. Her diligence and resilience only fueled Zara's resentment. Zara, seeing an opportunity, began to slowly turn Malik against his daughter. She would whisper lies into Malik's ear, painting Ayesha as ungrateful and negligent. Consumed by his illness and weakened state, Malik started believing Zara's poisonous words. Ayesha, bewildered by the change in her father's behavior, felt a deep sense of betrayal. The father she knew and loved was now distant and cold, his eyes no longer lighting up when she entered the room. Her home, once a haven of warmth and love, had become a place of silent battles and unspoken tensions. The villagers, who held Malik and Ayesha in high regard, began to notice the change. They whispered among themselves, suspecting that not all was well in their craftsman's home. But in a culture that valued privacy and respect for family matters, none dared to intervene. Ayesha found solace in the company of her friends and the elders of the village, who offered her comfort and wisdom. They reminded her of the proverb, "The rain wets the leopard's spots, but does not wash them off." They meant that the trials she was facing could not change who she was at her core, a strong, kind-hearted girl. As Ayesha battled the wickedness of her stepmother, she clung to the memories of her mother's love and the lessons she had learned from her. She knew she had to stay strong, not just for her father, but for herself. In the heart of the village, under the shadow of envy and deceit, Ayesha's battle with her wicked stepmother was not just a fight for her father's affection, but a fight to preserve her spirit and the legacy of love her mother had left behind. As the days passed in the village, Ayesha's strength and resolve were tested like never before. Her father's health showed no signs of improvement, and Zara's influence over him only grew stronger. The once joyful home was now shrouded in a veil of sadness and deceit. Ayesha, despite the turmoil, continued to care for her father with unwavering dedication. She would sit by his bedside, telling him stories of the village and reminiscing about happier times. In her heart, she hoped that the father she knew and loved was still there, hidden beneath the illness and Zara's manipulations. Zara, growing more resentful of Ayesha's perseverance and the sympathy she garnered from the villagers, devised a plan to further alienate her from Malik. She began to sabotage Ayesha's efforts, subtly ruining the remedies Ayesha prepared for her father and misplacing important tools for his craft. One day, Malik, under Zara's constant insidious influence, accused Ayesha of neglect and incompetence. Heartbroken by the accusation, Ayesha ran out of the house, tears streaming down her face. She found refuge under the ancient mango tree at the village's edge, a place where her mother used to take her to play and learn about the world. As Ayesha sat there, enveloped in her grief, the village wise woman, Nana Efua, found her. Nana Efua, known for her wisdom and insight, had been watching Ayesha's plight with a heavy heart. She sat down beside Ayesha, offering a listening ear and a comforting presence. Through her tears, Ayesha shared her pain and the sense of betrayal she felt. Nana Efua listened intently, then spoke in a gentle yet firm voice. Ayesha, in the face of adversity, we discover the true strength of our spirit. Remember, the same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. You are like the egg, getting stronger in these trying times. Nana Efua's words struck a chord in Ayesha's heart. She realized that she could not control Zara's actions or her father's health, but she could control how she responded to these challenges. With renewed determination, Ayesha decided to confront the situation with courage and grace. Ayesha returned home with a plan. She began to document her care for her father, enlisting the help of her friends to gather herbs and prepare remedies. She also started to keep a record of her father's craft, preserving the knowledge and skill he had accumulated over the years. Meanwhile, Ayesha's friends, aware of her stepmother's wicked schemes, began to keep a watchful eye on Zara. They noticed her subtle acts of sabotage and reported them to the village elders. As the elders became aware of Zara's deceitful behavior, they started to question her role in Malik's and Ayesha's lives. A turning point came when Malik, during a moment of lucidity, noticed the efforts Ayesha was making. He saw the records she kept, the herbs she gathered, and the care she provided. The fog of lies and manipulation began to lift from his mind, and he started to see Zara's true nature. In the heart of the village, Ayesha's battle with her wicked stepmother was becoming a fight not just for her father's well-being, but for the truth to be revealed. Her journey was a testament to her resilience and the power of a community coming together to support one of their own. Under the weight of betrayal and deceit, Ayesha's spirit remained unbroken, shining as a beacon of hope and strength. The days in the village rolled on, each sunrise and sunset marking the passage of time in Ayesha's struggle. The news of Zara's deceit and Ayesha's steadfast dedication had spread, weaving its way through the heart of the village like the meandering paths of the savannah. As Malik's mind began to clear from the fog of lies spun by Zara, he started to see the situation for what it truly was. The realization hit him like a sudden storm, leaving him shocked and filled with remorse for doubting his beloved daughter. He saw in Ayesha not just the image of her late mother, but also a resilient, compassionate individual who had weathered great adversity with grace. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the village, Malik called Ayesha to his side. In his weak but earnest voice, he apologized for his blindness and expressed his gratitude for her unwavering love and care. This moment of reconciliation was like a soothing balm to Ayesha's wounded heart. Meanwhile, Zara, sensing the shift in Malik's perception and the rising awareness among the villagers, felt her control slipping away. In a last attempt to assert her dominance, she planned to accuse Ayesha of theft, a serious allegation in the village that could lead to Ayesha's ostracization. However, the village elders, wise and discerning, had been observing the situation closely. They had seen the change in Ayesha, the unwavering dedication she showed to her father, and the subtle but malicious actions of Zara. On the day Zara planned to execute her final scheme, the elders intervened. They called for a gathering of the village, a traditional forum for resolving disputes and airing grievances. Under the sprawling branches of the ancient mango tree, the villagers congregated, the air thick with anticipation. Zara, confident in her deceit, stood to speak, but before she could utter a word, the elders intervened. They revealed the truth they had uncovered about her actions, presenting evidence gathered by Ayesha's friends and other villagers who had witnessed her malicious deeds. Faced with undeniable truth and the disapproving eyes of the entire village, Zara's facade crumbled. She stood exposed as the architect of the family's turmoil. In a culture that valued honesty and community, Zara's actions were seen as a betrayal of the highest order. Malik, now fully aware of Zara's true nature, was overcome with a mix of emotions: anger, sadness, but most of all, regret for not seeing the truth sooner. He announced his decision to part ways with Zara, prioritizing his daughter's well-being and the moral fabric of their family. The elders, in their wisdom, decreed that Zara must leave the village, for her actions had disrupted the harmony and trust that were foundational to their community. With a heavy heart, Zara departed, her path diverging from the village under the weight of her choices. The resolution of the conflict brought a sense of closure and healing to Ayesha and Malik. They worked together to rebuild their lives, their bond stronger and deeper than ever. Ayesha's courage and resilience became a source of inspiration in the village, a reminder that truth and love could withstand the trials of deceit and envy. In the heart of the village, under the watchful eyes of the elders and the protective shade of the mango tree, Ayesha's battle with her wicked stepmother ended not in defeat, but in triumph. It was a victory not just for Ayesha, but for the entire village, a testament to the power of unity, truth, and the enduring strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity.